Welcome to the Getting Through Today podcast. I'm Brita. Come along with me as I share my story of the ups and downs through chronic illness and depression, all while being a mother of 5. I know healing is possible, and through every phase there is beauty, even if we don't always see it at the time. I know what it feels like to just get through one day at a time. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back. Today we're diving into something powerful and essential. Finding hope during tough times. Whether you're navigating chronic illness, emotional struggles, or just life's unpredictable moments, today's episode is designed to gently remind you that hope is always within reach. Even if you are having a hard time finding hope, it's okay to lean on the hope of others. I want to begin by sharing a personal part of my journey. It was a time when hope felt like one of the furthest things from my reality. I remember so many visits going from doctor to doctor, each one giving me a different diagnosis, each appointment adding another layer of confusion and despair. And up until that point, I had always considered myself a pretty healthy and optimistic person. So suddenly being thrown into chronic illness and physical pain and then the depression that came, it all felt so foreign to me and really overwhelming. Not only was I becoming physically sicker, but the emotional toll it was taking on me was so intense. I really felt isolated, and most of that was because I was isolating myself. I didn't know how to be around other people feeling like I was feeling. Chronic illness wasn't something many people around me understood, and I didn't even really understand it. So even when friends wanted to help, I honestly felt guilty burdening them with my struggles. So that's when I really started to withdraw. I did pull back from most of my friends, and thankfully a few close friends stayed, checking in, offering support, showing up in beautiful ways. Even though they were so kind and thoughtful, I really had a lot of guilt. I felt like a bad friend, a disappointing mom, an inadequate wife, and all those feelings deepened my loneliness. My life began to feel like a never-ending cycle of uncertainty and despair. There didn't seem a clear path forward. I prayed constantly, begging God for answers, for some relief, for healing, but often it felt like my prayers were going unanswered. Instead of improvement, it seemed like my health kept declining. Every new doctor revealed more complications, and the darkness around me started to scare me. Depression crept in slowly, almost silently, and at first I didn't even recognize it. If you've heard me talk about it before, it took me a long time to accept that I had depression. I told myself I didn't need help. I turned down medication time and time again, and I believed I could muscle my way through it. Pushing myself, pushing my body, pushing my mind, I knew how to do that. But eventually, the depression consumed me. It became impossible to ignore. I was irritable, overwhelmed, and unbelievably sad. I did everything I could to hide it, especially from my kids. But there were so many nights when I cried myself to sleep or found myself sobbing in the shower just to have a moment alone where nobody knew how much I was suffering or how much I was struggling. And with all of that pain, I've discovered something pretty great. That hope can still exist even in those darkest places. And more often than not, it doesn't come in loud, dramatic ways. It comes quietly, in small, gentle moments. Sometimes hope looked like a friend bringing over a meal, or someone cleaning my kitchen, or someone spending time with my kids so I could rest. Sometimes it was just as simple as a text, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." These simple acts of kindness reminded me I was still loved, even when I had nothing to offer in return. But receiving that help was complicated. I was so grateful, don't get me wrong, so grateful for the many people who loved me and helped me. But there was something in me that felt ashamed that I needed that help. I wanted to be the giver. I wanted to be the helper, not the one always in need. Still, every message, every gesture, every kind word helped me hold on. It reminded me that I mattered, even when I didn't feel like I did. Hope showed up in small victories too, days with just a little less pain, mornings where my brain felt a little clearer, and those wonderful moments when I could laugh with my children without the weight of illness crashing over me. And gradually, after many treatments, many doctors, many, many things, I started to notice those internal shifts. And it was even just the little tiny moments of self-compassion. I now realize that rest is not weakness, that I can love myself even in the middle of the messiness, and that maybe I don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and healing. And as I reflect back now, I know hope isn't always about big miracles or sudden breakthroughs. It really can just be just a flicker, like a little whisper, a lifeline in the form of connection or kindness or quiet strength. And those little things, they carry me. They still carry me. It's been interesting lately. I have a handful of close friends and my sister and people that have been with me through it all. And I'm like, how did you continue to support me when I cried a lot to you? And they surprised me with their words of love and say, well, it didn't matter. I was going to be there for you no matter what. And I don't know if I could do that for somebody else, but I am so grateful that they stood by me and they still stand by me. And a lot of these people knew me back when I was healthy and happy, and they saw the shift in me where I wasn't functioning like they knew I could. And it was hard for them to see me suffering and knowing that they couldn't really do much, but they did a lot for me. Just talking on the phone was huge. I have a couple friends, my sister, my brother, my parents, those amazing people that would just talk to me on the phone when I just didn't know how I could keep going. And during one of those really heavy moments when I really felt like I couldn't take another step forward, I remember sitting down at the piano and I was writing this song called Stay With Me. And I really wrote this song. It was in a deep part of me, maybe almost like a prayer or maybe just begging for someone to hear me, maybe to God, to the people I love, to hope itself. Maybe it was just for me. And at the time, I really didn't know how to process what I was feeling. I didn't have the language to explain it. I didn't even really understand it. But I knew I didn't want to be alone. I was afraid of where my mind might go if I was. And the lyrics to the song that I wrote, it says, "Can't you hear it in my voice? The way I silently need you. I'm afraid that if I beg, you won't help me anyway. Just stay with me for now, there's a rescue tomorrow. Just stay with me for now, there's a rescue tomorrow." I'm not sure you would believe the thoughts running through my mind. I hardly know them myself. Don't want to say that they're mine. Just stay with me for now, there's a rescue tomorrow. Just stay with me for now, there's a rescue tomorrow. I'm hurting. Can't anybody see? I'm drowning. I'm hurting. Can't anybody see? I'm drowning and nobody saves me. I'm hurting. Can't anybody see? I'm drowning and nobody saves me. I don't want you to feel everything that I've felt, but if you knew how I feel, you'd never leave me by myself. Just stay with me for now, there's a rescue tomorrow. Just stay with me for now. There's a rescue tomorrow. And as I read those lyrics now, I remember feeling that way. So much darkness, so much depression. I didn't feel like myself, but there was always this little glimmer of hope that there would be a rescue tomorrow. I didn't know how. And as I look back on my journey, sometimes I would ask people to stay, and they didn't. Mostly because they didn't understand what was going on with me. I wasn't really sharing how I was feeling. But I do remember thinking if these people knew the thoughts that were going on in my head, they would never leave me by myself. But of course, I wasn't sharing what was really going on in my head. I suffered for years. And I love that this song, Stay With Me, it's not just a song. It's really a raw, honest reflection of that fragile space between breaking down completely and holding on. It's really for anyone who's ever felt invisible in their pain, for those moments when all you want is anyone to sit with you in the mess. And this song is messy, it's vulnerable, it's real. And if you've ever been in that place, unsure how to ask for help, or asking for help and not having people help you, or not even knowing if anyone would respond, I want you to know you're not alone. Writing the song reminded me that even in our most isolated moments, we're not abandoned. There's always something or someone reaching out, whether it's through music, a memory, or a quiet whisper in the darkness. I've had plenty of times when I asked for help and people were there to help me. And I've also had times where I let go of my pride. I was vulnerable and asked for help from certain people, and they flat out said no. And it hurt. And it made me feel even worse about myself. And these were people that were close to me. It wasn't, I'm not going to name names, but these were people that I thought would be there for me. And so it was really hurtful. But the great thing about it is I really found the people who I know will be there for me no matter what, always. So even though it was hard, I really knew who my true friends were. And I know how to show up for other people better because of the way so many people showed up for me. And I understand that some people aren't able to always help emotionally or physically. I get that. And so it's important to set those boundaries if you're not able to help someone, that's okay too. And I realize that not everyone has the capacity with what's going on in their life to support someone else. And it's okay. Finding hope can be tricky. I know there was plenty of times in my journey that I did not feel hopeful at all. But hope doesn't just appear. It can be something we build through small and deliberate actions. And so here's just a few practical strategies that help me stay connected to hope, even in my most difficult moments. Number 1, noticing moments of light. Instead of forcing myself to feel grateful, which sometimes felt like a stretch when I was struggling, because a lot of people would tell me, just be grateful and you'll be okay. And I tried that. I wasn't. So I really tried to focus on just noticing what was good, even just for a moment. And sometimes it was just the warmth of sunlight in my face, or a kind message, or just the simple fact that I made it through another day. And these were not profound things, but they reminded me that good still existed even when my world felt heavy. So whether you write them down or pause to acknowledge them, I feel like noticing these moments can really help shift your perspective, because you're not trying to deny your pain and pretend everything's fine. You're just making space for something else to exist alongside the pain. And I think that's an important thing. I would get really triggered when people would tell me things like, oh, it's so simple, just be grateful and your whole world would be better. Well, for me, it was deeper than that. That stuff would just shut me down more because it was frustrating to hear. Just try to notice the good things around you. Just one thing, even. Number 2, leaning on your support system. I would say that hope thrives in connection. One of the most healing things I've done is learn to reach out, even when it felt scary or vulnerable. And like I said, there were people sometimes that I asked for help and they said no. And okay. And that was hard because chronic illness and depression, they can make you want to isolate. But when I found those safe people that I shared my struggles with, or I knew that they would show up for me no matter what, it really gave me a sense of relief and reminded me I wasn't alone. And your support system might include family, friends, therapists, or even people you connect with online. And it's wherever you find those people or just one person, it's important to have those people. And I remember early on in my journey, I went to a therapist and I was like, this is dumb. It didn't help me. I felt like I wanted to go to a therapist and have him fix me and have me feel better. But what I wish I would have known at that time was that venting to somebody was important. And I wish I would have done more therapy back then, because I think it really would have helped me deal better with what I was dealing with. But for me, I was like, well, I can go talk about this all day and I'm not feeling better. So maybe I, at that point, needed a different therapist that could have helped me gain better tools. So if you're struggling, that's a really great place to start, to get a good therapist or something to be able to talk to and make sure it's someone who can help you with tools to help yourself, to get better, to find hope. Even the smallest connections can have a big impact to help you have hope. Number 3, positive self-talk. Our minds are powerful, and what we say to ourselves really matters. I was one of those people that really tried to stay positive even through all of the hard times. But I would have people tell me, focus here, say these positive affirmations. If you just say these every day and every night, you'll feel better. And I'll be honest, I tried those things and for whatever reason, it didn't help me. Even though those positive affirmations maybe weren't really making a difference in my life, when I really started to look at the way I was talking to myself, it was really important. I remember a lot I was saying things like, I can't do this anymore. I hate this. I hate being sick. I really was more focused on what I didn't want. So I started to be more intentional about what I did want. So maybe if you've tried the positive affirmation, if you've tried those things, maybe just start being a little more aware of how you're talking to yourself and change those little things. These simple, intentional things that you do every day, noticing the light and the goodness in your day, leaning into more connection with others, and then really speaking truth to yourself and being aware of how you're talking to yourself. Of course, these are not magic fixes. I really wish there was a magic fix. But these small and steady ways to start feeling hope, it can help you even when it does feel far away. And hope really is something that you have to nurture, something that you're reaching for. And it can grow little by little with a little bit of effort. So hopefully you can find a little bit of hope. And I found a lot of hope listening to other people's stories. In the Lyme community, people say you'll never heal, you'll have it for the rest of your life. And I'm doing really good. So maybe just hold on to that hope no matter what you're going through, that there is hope, there is lightness. And no matter what your end result is, having hope does help. Now it's time for a guided reflection. Make sure to get yourself as comfortable as you can. If it's safe, just close your eyes gently. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it briefly. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress you're carrying with you. Now gently bring your focus inward, allowing yourself to become more deeply connected with yourself. Maybe imagine yourself in a peaceful, calming place. A secure space, comforting just to you. It could be a beach, a forest, or even just a cozy room. I'll let you decide what that place is for you. As you picture this special place, Notice the details around you, the sights, sounds, sensations, and feelings. And if you're having a hard time visualizing, remember a place where you felt calm and peaceful and happy. And while you imagine or remember this environment, allow yourself to quietly ask, what do I truly need right now? What does hope look like for me in this moment? Notice what gently arises within you. It could be a feeling, a thought, or image, or maybe nothing. Whatever it is, acknowledge it with no judgment. Trust that whatever comes up is exactly what you need in this moment. As you continue to relax in this special place, repeat softly to yourself or silently to yourself, I am open to hope. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward healing and peace. Visualize yourself stepping forward confidently. Or remember a time where you've seen yourself or someone else step forward with confidence. Holding this feeling, this memory of hope close to your heart. Knowing it is your internal compass guiding you toward brighter days ahead. And as you allow yourself to embrace the sensation fully, feeling its warmth, strength flowing throughout your entire being, give yourself permission to let this feeling fill you with a gentle and powerful assurance. Take another deep breath, allowing this hope and clarity to become anchored deeply within you. As you slowly and gently bring your awareness back to the present moment, know that this feeling remains available to you whenever you need reassurance or guidance. When you're ready, take another big deep breath in and exhale. When you're ready, open your eyes, returning fully refreshed and empowered, carrying the warmth and strength of this hopeful energy into your day. Thank you for joining me today and for bravely holding on to hope, even in the smallest ways. Remember, hope isn't just something we find, it's something we create, nurture, and grow together. Until next time, find the ways to keep hope alive, lean into your strength, and know you're never alone on this journey.